Hello. I thought of this great idea after watching a YouTube video about I think I sipped my tea real quick. I'm kind of cold. I'm in a weather threat here, a tornado weather threat in Nashville, Tennessee. So anyway, I was watching a YouTube video about two producers battling out on the YouTube thing, and I came up with this crazy. Not crazy. Actually, it's pretty righteous in its own right. You know, you can like add on to it and such about these producers. East Coast and West Coast unite, right, and have like a contest, and all the sounds, the samples and loops were been bought up by China and Japan and other big bank, private venture capitalists, right? My thing went dead. Right. So people with big banks, like Walt Disney money, you know, and Oprah cash flow, you know. Anyway, these privatized companies and entities bought the sound rights for a going rate, a fair rate, right? These samples, it's ever been created, right? Coincide with music machine developers from China and Japan, like Roland, Akai, and all these record labels and GDPs of countries and such, right? And privatized banks, right? Never mind that. It's about emerging, coming together, right? So, powers that be have the cure for this virus thing that don't fan out correctly, right? So powers that be are watching us, and they're like monitoring us Americans because we're like the last fight for this virus to cure the virus, and it's all based on our actions of coming together, emerging markets from different countries, east and west, right? Well, from our country contained in America, these beat makers, right? American producer or icon or whatever, right? So anyway, these East Coast producers battled out, and these West Coast producers battled out, like the breakdance movies, right? Like old breakdance movies and such, right? And they have these southern, like New Orleans. Now New Orleans got some good beats, but they're contained, right? And some of them are short-lived too, right? Can't get those instrumentals. But anyway, it goes on, right? And you can like IG these people, right? You can IG these people and get their sound on the spot, on the fly, right? And it's all like a TV show bought out by Oprah or Steven Tyler or whoever, But it has to be like our own doings, because these people that are watching us from by far, like people in countries like Russia or whoever, though, right? They're seeing we're getting along, coming together as a collective, right? A collective. And they're gonna get inspired to develop a cure of what they're good at, right? Like the Asian countries are good at making things work, right? Right? And they'll patch things up, like Japan and China will patch things up and make right, and put whatever they had on the side, right? To get through this virus ride, right? They don't fan out right? So there you go, there you have it. So weather problem. So this virus don't fan out right. And there's other things you can add on to it too, right? All these people are making sounds in their studio, in their room, and then it go on. It's like so it'd be like an event back in the old Star Wars event. Remember when we were little kids used to watch Star Wars, like the Ewok thing special? Yeah, it'd be like a special, and it'd be like on antenna or on YouTube or Hulu or whatever, though, and right. So anyway, so you can like sit back, like one producer A from the East Coast and producer B from the West Coast. Not trying to put no names under the bus or nothing like that, right? They go, hey man, I like that sound, and they'll give each other a call and it'll be like a photo, like on the spot fly making a tune, and they had the little shine, their shout out, their shine, or their respects, on this massively viewed show that we're watching, like American Idol and other talent shows, you know. But this is made for producers, not moguls. These are producers, right? In coalition with moguls and music equipment people and other interests, private investment banking interests, right? People that invest money into this new venture that we have to collectively come together on, and these countries that have crazy GDP want to invest on us, enriching the emerging, like financial markets, like East and West Coast, emerging with their finances and such, right? Has us as a country, and we have American producer, right, making sounds. Everybody wants to make music now, right? It's like a trend, right? Everybody's making sounds, you know. So we have American producer, and we have the Russian producer, the Polish producer, the British people, Irish producer, you know, and it'll all be contained, be all organized, right? And they'll come together, be like international producer, right? And then hopefully NASA will get involved. And NASA will get involved, right? And these countries that are watching us, these planets that are watching us by far, because sound is like a universal language. That's what I gather out of it, you know. So it's probably math, scent and sound, right? Well, these aliens or intelligent life forms from different planets and different realms and different dimensions, we'll see we're emerging, coming together, right? Coming together with our sound, right? No battle, not East Coast, West Coast, duking it out, right? But it'll have its day, right? People are new bonds, new friendships are emerging. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, right? You can add on to it. You can like put your little input, creative input, right? I thought of some crazy names for it, but my best bet is American producer, not soundsmith or whatever, like a beatsmith, right? A soundsmith, American producer, right? It doesn't have to be bought out by American Idol people, right? It could be like our own venture, finance, privatized or commercialized with Steven Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey or whoever, though, you know, whoever's like, you know, these moguls get together and the CEOs of these companies like Sony and Capital and all these people, right? A&Rs and such, right? And sit back and talk about, you know, I need that to pass co-sign on that sample and zip it through, you know, or cut the red tape, though, you know. And these people from like Oslo, Norway, or wherever, or Russia, that are coming up with cures for this virus, helping out. But I think humanity, you know, humanity can, like, you know, lean on coming together, right? So these producers, like, I'm gonna get some producers out, names like Kanye West and Pharrell, right? They got together and they patched things up, and they had their little fight on this beat making TV show, and people like see, I thought of this idea, I wrote it on the YouTube thing, right? Dr. Dre, the RZA from East Coast, Dr. Dre from the West Coast, RZA from the East Coast, DJ Premier from the East Coast. They have a school, right? And they got like the breakdance movies, right? So RZA and Primo from the East Coast, Dr. Dre and Daz from the West Coast, right? And they'll duke it out on a special, right? And like a TV an event, right? They're duking it out, they're battling out, you know, and you have these rappers that used to be rappers, now want to become producers. Can you imagine what Jay-Z's sound be sounding like if he made a beat, right? With restrictions, with no engineer, with no MPC, just a regular MIDI keyboard, right? With some VST sounds. It could be integrated, it could be hardware, it could be software, you know. So it'd be like, you know, And I always want to know what would Jay-Z sound like, right? I mean, that'd be interesting. He can sample, like be like getting a fight over my Hall and Oates loop, you know? You stole my where's my Hall and Oates loop, right? Get knuckled up for it, right? Right? So, you know, yeah, right? That's funny. All right. So all these sounds that ever been created, big fat timeout because of this virus situation, humanity and the powers that be will see us coming together to fight this virus, right? And people walking the earth realizes that we need to come together, right? So they're coming together and they bought out crazy ass bank, right? Crazy bank, mucho money, right? They bought out all the sounds, musical equipment, all the loops, all the copyright protected sounds from the Library of Congress to beyond, right? From rolling machines with serial numbers and satellites and behind the moon and such, right? Dedicated, right? To the sound cause, right? The sound, scent and sound. And that's why I'm gonna leave it as that. So that's all I have for now. But I've been thinking about it quite a while, in about a couple hours now. And I thought, that that's coming together. That's like John Lennon-ish type of thing. After watching a little bit of American Idol and RZA and Primo going at it, you know, on the battle loop thing, I thought that was like, that's my era though, you know, not my era, but you know, I can relate to it. I can gravitate towards that. And I noticed people make tunes on their webcams on the YouTube. It's a trend that is coming. I do it for fun. I'm not trying to get signed or nothing like that. I might help somebody out with my sound. You know, somebody might like that sound, right? So, yeah, that's a beautiful and visionary, right? So all these private, like, they don't have to be mergers and acquisitions, hush hush, you know, it's top secret. Now with your sound, you gotta be top secret with your samples. But this right here is a beautiful idea, man. Can you imagine Dr. Dre sitting back, talking to Daz? They haven't spoken in a while, right? And they patch things up, whatever hostilities they have, put it on the side for this cause, right? This sampling thing, music producing things, cause, right? And Daz and Dr. Dre hooked up, and they did a beautiful thing like the DJ Premier and the RZA from the Wu-Tang school, you know. So you know they can have that. They can have that like that. And you can have regular people, not equal opportunities, right? And maybe minors can do it too, but they have to sign some kind of privacy thing. Restrictions on them, the minors, like 10-year-olds, whoever can make beats, you know, right? So, and then to the majors and to the even white keyboardists like the Bon Jovi people, right? And he's one of those guys can make a beat, right? And from the Edward Van Halen, he has a keyboard, right? The guitarist, but he's pretty good at keyboards too now. So you got Richie Sambora and Eddie Van Halen, right, knuckling out with their beats and their sounds and their strings and their profound sound, right? Yeah. There's some beats that I didn't even know who made that beat. I'm like, whoa, I'm surprised, you know? Like French fries, some old 80s greased French fries, right? Well, I'm surprised he made that. And you have a different outlook and perspective. And then he made that, right? Well, I'm going to leave it as that, and I'm going to move on, though. Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful idea, right? And these aliens from a different from a different dimension, from a different time loop, and they see us getting together for a cause, a common cause, right? Of sound, right? Scent and sound. It's a yeah, and they magic wand, Wizard of Oz, you know, they fix everything, right? Coming together like a song, right? And they'd be like bought out by as a whole, as one country, but we're as a whole planet, but we're all different. We know our spots, we know our limitations, we know our thresholds, right? Right. So, yeah, but you know that's a righteous cause, right? Peace. I'm gonna go. That's enlightenment here. So that's pretty cool. I'm thinking, yeah. So okay. So all right.